Hi guys. So just a little bit of word from the Lord. Welcome. How are you? Welcome to my channel. So I basically wanted to give you some words of wisdom from the Lord and what God wanted me to speak to you about. So what God is saying is He wants just a little bit of your time, a little bit of your time at a time. He knows that you cannot give your everything right away, like give all of yourself right away, but you know, slowly by slowly, once you get into the practice of giving your time to Him, whether it's preaching His word or whether it's going out to volunteer and feeding the poor, or whether it's cleaning the community, just a little bit of your time, and God will make a big difference in your life. I tell you no lie, He did the same thing for me. I gave a little bit of my time. I gave a lot of my time actually, but He said just a little bit is enough for Him to work with, and so there's no pressure in trying to get out there and do, you know, the most, but if your heart tells you go out there and do this, go out there and do that, then do it. But only do it if your heart feels like it. But if your heart doesn't want to do it, then it's almost like, you don't want to like force yourself. But that's in some cases. In other cases, there are times where we don't want to do things that we do need to do. So it can be a little tricky. Like there are times where you don't feel like going to volunteer, you don't feel like giving your time, you don't feel like doing certain things, but these are things that you may need to do in order for God to hear you out, or God to answer your prayers, and God to listen to you. And so when you do give that little of your time, when you fight against that feeling of not wanting to do it and you actually do it, God does make a difference in your life. You will see how He moves in your life. There's a time to work and there's a time to rest. Also, if you're overworking yourself, or if you're overwhelmed by your work and you've been doing too much, it's also very important for you to take a step back from your work and work on yourself and work on healing yourself and recovering. Whatever issues you may have at home, you need to deal with them first before you go to work. This is a big deal. Like a lot of people go to work. I don't know if it's a lot, but a lot of people that I've met and experienced may go to work and they don't, they still have problems that they have not dealt with at home yet. So they carry those problems and they bring them to work. And so this creates bigger problems because then unresolved issues, when they're not resolved at home, they come to work and they start to show on your job. And it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the customers. It doesn't help the business at all. So try to work on your problems at home if you can. A lot of people use work as an escape from home. Whatever can help you survive and help you feel better works well, but it's very important for you to deal with your issues before you put yourself out there on the front line and just expose yourself in ways that are not the best ways, that are not going to help you, so that you'll be able to be a better employee and you can be able to be in better service for God. Another thing is I took some notes. It's very important to journal and it's very important to journal and to write down your thoughts, things that you feel like may need to come out of your head. This is great for mental health. Like writing is really good for your mental health. It'll help you recover from whatever you're recovering from. Like it'll help you release your inner voice and your inner thoughts. That way they're not tangling in your head. They're not running around your head and you're feeling better. And so the most important thing is that you feel better. Get better and get well soon. As much as the most important person in your life is you. Without you, this life cannot happen. So you need to be able, of course, without God, this life cannot happen. But God needs you in order for you to be able to do the things that He needs you to do. He needs you to be healthy. Cut off habits that are not helping you. A lot of these habits are breaking you, like smoking cigarettes, drinking too much alcohol. I'm not telling anybody how to live their life. I'm not telling anybody to stop what they're doing. You don't have to. What I'm basically saying is that when you cut these habits out of your life, you will receive new life. And I know that it's easier said than done. I personally used to smoke cigarettes, I used to drink alcohol, and I had to cut those things out of my life. And those things really helped me from being, really helped me cure the depression that I was feeling. They told God that I was ready to really live. Like, are you ready to live? Like, if you're ready to live, then you shouldn't be doing things that are not going to add to your life, but they're going to take away from your life, such as like smoking cigarettes is completely bad for your lungs, and we all know this, but we're just like so frustrated with life. I've been there. Like, you're just so frustrated with life that you just gotta have it, and now at this point you're extremely addicted, and it's your thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's your thing, and you build a relationship with that cigarette, and you just like, oh my god, this is my best friend, this is all I've got left. Like that, I was that person, like literally, like this is all I've got left. Like, I need this. Like, oh my God, it felt so good. But God kept telling me, you know, your life came at a price. And that price was Him being crucified on the cross so you can be here. So for you to waste your life doing such things that are not going to add to your life or make you live any longer, meaning they're going to smoking cigarettes or smoking marijuana, smoke or doing drugs. These things are going to harm your body. They have chemicals that are not good for your body, and I'm sure you know that. And it takes prayer and it takes fasting. And one thing is volunteering. Prayer without action is useless. When I started to volunteer, literally God removed the addiction of cigarette smoking. I prayed to God. I said, God, I don't want to do this anymore. You have to not want to do it anymore. You have to be sick and tired of it. Sometimes you may do it like it's breaking your pockets. Like literally, a lot of people, like, they feel like they're spending all their their cash on substances that are not going to help them or help anyone else. So life was meant to be lived, and yes, we're all going to die someday. That's what people think, but the Bible, the scriptures specifically say that not everyone is going to see the grave. So don't walk around being like, oh, you know, you're gonna die one day, so you might as well just live it up. You might as well just waste your life away. You might as well smoke, have fun, sleep with all the guys you want to sleep with, sleep with all the women you want to sleep with. You might as well live your life because you're gonna die anyway. Okay, there's nothing wrong with living your life, but if you live your life the right way, in the right moderation, if you live your life according to God's way, God's plan, you know, Jesus drank wine, but He didn't go around smoking cigarettes. And He wasn't a drunkard. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of alcohol as long as you do it in moderation, as long as it's not something that you make a habit. And, you know, just something that is not consuming your life. You know what I mean? You want to break out of that addiction. You don't want to be addicted, because what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to afford this habit. You know, you may have been rich before and may have been able to afford the things that you afford, but then eventually one day you're just going to become poor, and you're going to need to have more money to continue these habits. You know what I mean? And so just removing those habits out of your life is very important. Now, like I said, this is not something that I am enforcing on anybody, because I cannot force anybody to do something that they do not want to do. But these are just suggestions. These are things that I know have helped me grow, have helped me mentally, have helped me better myself as a person, period, point blank. I realized by removing these bad habits that were in my life, I've been better off. I can breathe better, I can sleep better, I can live better. I'm not depressed, I'm not sad, I'm taking care of the body and the tool that God gave me to move forward in my life, and to also provide Him with the knowledge that He gave me to the world. Like, you know what I mean. So yeah, basically that's the message that I wanted to give you guys today, and I hope you guys continue to listen, and if you like my channel, please subscribe. And yeah, God is with you. Just don't forget to pray, don't forget to fast, don't forget, if you can fast, Fasting is not just fasting from food. It could be fasting from anything that you're extremely reliant on or addicted to. All right, guys, have a wonderful one. See you soon.